Welcome, FPL managers, to another edition of FPL 5 Minutes, a quick FPL 5 Minutes video produced by the FPL Ambassadors show on YouTube to preview Game Week 31. We are in international break, but Game Week 31 is still important. We looked at Game Week 31 defenders the other time, and you're looking at Game Week 1 midfielders and forwards to watch out for. We are in the final stretch of FPL, the final 8 game weeks, and managers need to look at how best to prepare for it. Kai Havertz is looking at us as the Chelsea fixtures are getting better and better. So Chelsea players are players that we really need to look forward up to in this upcoming game week. After game week 30, when most managers might have sold some key players to be able to fill the strong 11 for game week 30, blank game week 30, it is now time back to get our squads back to normal. Now, Salah is somebody you should buy immediately. There's no need wasting time to get back Salah. So Salah is someone that managers would need to look up to. Son is a player that most managers are looking to get rid of because of his price tag and then try and get Kane. So Son is quite good, but if your squad structure allows you to get Son, get Son. Otherwise, you might have to look at Kulusevski. Kulusevski is relatively cheap, around 6.2, 6.3 million. So you can have the double up of Kulusevski and Kane. But if your squad dynamic does not allow you to have that, you can have Son and then even have Kulusevski. Now, the Chelsea fixtures look very good from game week 31 to 38. Chelsea have very, very good fixtures moving on. So this might be the time to get Chelsea players. Now, it's up to you whether you want Kai Havertz or you want Mason Mount. There's some level of rotation in the Chelsea setup by Tuchel. But Kai Havertz and Mason Mount look to be some players that are quite key players to Tuchel setup in recent years, in recent times. Now, the Arsenal players are still worth their budget players around 6.5, 6.7, and Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard, even Emil Smith Rowe are players that you need to have. Now, the value now is in midfield. The forwards are really not performing, so you need to have a very good balance of midfield players. If you have Salah, if you're having a Spurs midfielder or a Chelsea midfielder, you should always have one of these. But my go-to Arsenal defender should be Saka. Saka is really, really doing very well over there. Saka is really doing very well. But if the price dynamic does not allow you, you can look at Martinelli or Odegaard. Now, in Man City are players, teams that most managers are avoiding because of Pep left. But now with Liverpool now at their heels, Pep will be forced to play his key players all throughout. So we should expect limited rotation. So if you can get Mahrez, Foden, or KDB, if your squad dynamics allows you to get them, you can find a way of getting them. It is true they face Liverpool next week in game week 32, but even that game can have goals in there. So these are players that managers should watch out for. Now, a very important information for managers is that the Wolves and Leeds and Aston Villa midfielders are players that we need to start to avoid or getting replacements for because they are blanking in game week 33, double game week 33. So your manager that has players for this some of these midfielders, you need to start looking at how to get replacements for them. And Leicester, Madison, and Barnes are players that we need to really look up to. Now, Leicester have a lot of rearranged games to come up and they even have a double game with 33 as well. So Madison and Barnes are two players that managers need to look to get as well. You can look at getting any of these, but for safety of start, Barnes is looking there as the one who has more shot. Madison is coming from injury, but Madison is someone that we really need to eye in there. Now we are short on forwards in FPL this season. So now that the mean for it now as a now you have Hurricane. If you don't have Hurricane, I don't know what you're playing FPL. Now you should have Hurricane. Hurricane is a must-have now in FPL. Looking at how this year has really turned this from under Conte. Now another very good striker to get looking at your squad dynamics is Lacazette. Lacazette is really hitting the but the only thing is his price. At that price around 8 million, he's not really delivering the big horse. He's just giving consistent returns there. Now, the challenge we have in game week 31 is that there's a double game week as well, and then Everton and then Burnley are doubling. And it's a challenge for managers whether to get the double game week players of Everton or Wegos Burnley. I think Wegos is somebody you can get because over the next from 31 33, he has about 5 games to play. Even though he plays City, he will play Norwich quite very soon. And some manageable games in game 33. So you can buy him at least just to gain some 1 or 2 goals in there, but don't expect a very big haul from him. The Everton guys of DCL and Richarlison are players I can't really give any key match information about. But the point is the forward is king, and your midfield should have a very strong blend of Salah, an Arsenal midfielder, Leicester midfielder, Spurs midfielder, and then even a Chelsea midfielder. If you can have five and go a 3-5-2 or even a 4-5-2, based on our previous video, you should be able to do very well in FPL in the final lap and win your mini leagues as well. So that's the FPL Ambassador show is brought by me. It's brought by the whole team, but the FPL 5 minutes is brought by me, Raymond Nketsiah. Thank you. Like our video, and let's see what will happen as we await game week 31. See you in game week 32. But we meet on Thursday for our show at 7 p.m. GMT. Thank you.